Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know I have not posted in so long, but I am back with my monthly, what I read in my monthly book rating video. I don't actually have a name for it yet, but today we're going to be doing what I read in the month of June. Now tomorrow is actually the last day of June, but I finished all my books today, so that I'm going to include in this month's reading wrap up. So yes, my monthly reading wrap up. That's what it was called. Anyways, I have all the books right here, and I'm trying to hold them all. I have them right there. This month I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, and let's get into it. The book that I started the month off with was Between Two Kings, which is the sequel to The Kiss of the Basilisk. And it's a very spicy, romantic-y book series. And yeah, I rated book 2 5 stars. And this is one of my very rare 5-star books that I rated 5 stars. So, yes, I really enjoyed it. One of the main characters did die, and I'm wondering how that's gonna play into, because there's gonna be a third book to be a trilogy. I'm wondering how that's gonna play into the trilogy and how they're going to have a third book without that character. So that was sad. This book did make me cry. The next couple books that I read, well, I read 2 Freida McFadden books in a row. I'm going to do one by one. I read Dear Debbie, which is one of her newer books. It's funny because I read one of her newer books and one of her older books. Anyways, I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed Debbie's character and how basically we knew everything that was going on, but in the end there was still so much that we didn't know. It was just and the way Debbie acts makes sense because of her past trauma. And so yeah, it was really entertaining. I rated this book 4.75 stars. And I think this book was honestly really good. So next I read The Perfect Son by Freida McFadden. This is one of her older books, and it was really cool because basically one of the main characters, the son, was like really evil and like really bad, and he did bad things, but he wasn't the person that ended up being in jail, or the person that but he didn't end up being the real bad one, even though we knew he was bad. So I loved this book, and yeah, and it was really surprising, all the twists, and I actually really enjoyed the character that the son was, because he had like a small little romance, and I love when they add romance, when Freida adds romance into her books. So yes. Oh, I rated that one 4.5 stars. The next book was a Colleen Hoover book. So I'm reading a lot of my favorite authors this month, and I really enjoyed Layla because it added supernatural elements into her book, and I'm a fan of like ghosts and demons and like all that topic, supernatural stuff. I'm a fan of that, and I was really impressed with how well Colleen wrote this book and this romance and the romance in this book. And there were twists, and it was like I was reading another Freida book. It was really good. I rated this book 4.25 stars, just because I did find it dragging on a little bit, but it wasn't terrible. Like anything that I rate 4 stars and up was a really good book still. So then I read, drumroll please, the tandem read. I read Empire of Storms, and Tower of Dawn, and they were both amazing. Um, I honestly enjoyed Tower of Dawn more than Empire of Storms, but going back and forth between the books, I found myself getting excited to read each book because I loved how we weren't in the same book for a I love how we weren't in the same book for that long of amount of time, because that means I wouldn't get bored. And I really enjoyed the expanse of the characters and the new characters added in, and there's only one book left in the series, and I love how Sarah J. Maas she's a really good author. And I love how she was able to write these two books and how us as a fandom was able to put them together. And so we could follow the same timeline. I read these books in 2 weeks and they were amazing. And I'm kind of thinking I might do a reading vlog. See, I don't do reading vlogs very often, but I'm thinking I might do a reading vlog when I read the final book in the series, just because it's really cool, and I kind of regret not doing a reading vlog when I read the fandom. But overall, I rated Empire of Storms. I rated it 4.25 stars, and Tower of Dawn. I rated it 4.5 stars because I liked it better. But Throne of Glass isn't my favorite. I actually have my Sarah J. Maas books back here. And in order of the favorite to least favorite, I've got to say ACOTAR, Crescent City, and Throne of Glass is my least favorite. But it's still a really good series. So. And then the final book that I literally finished reading like 2 hours ago was One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This book is a sequel to Every Summer After, which was actually the first Carly Fortune book I ever read was Every Summer After. So, and this is a sequel to it. This one follows Sam's older brother Charlie and him being a 35-year-old, has never had a real serious relationship, and him meeting this girl and they end up falling in love with each other. And it's a great friends to lovers book with a lot of drama and a lot of. I was actually reading a chapter last night, and I was going to go to bed after I finished it, and I read that chapter and it ended on a cliffhanger, and I was like, oh my god, I have to read the next chapter. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it just, like, this book had me on the edge of my seat, and to end the month of June off, I rated this book 5 stars. Now, I very rarely rate my books 5 stars, so it is a big thing when I rate a book 5 stars. So, these are the, how many, I have 7 books that I read in the month. These are the 7 books that I read in the month of June. If you don't drop them all. There's a lot of heavy books in there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, actually, if you did, or if you didn't. Just please. Excuse me. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to be notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Bye!